Hey Groovers, it's Tim here to let you know that Kurt and I have wrapped up a big project that has been a very long time in the making. It was back in late 2020 that Kurt and I were having a conversation about how the naming of behavioral economics came about. Geeky, right? Well, Kurt and I thought it would be cool to do a series on the history of behavioral economics because it had never been told as a podcast before. So we pitched the idea to a friend of ours, Andy Luttrell. Andy is a psychology professor at Ball State University and the host of the Opinion Science podcast. We thought it was sort of the perfect overlap for our collective interests. Andy quickly agreed, but none of us were prepared for the effort and time required to produce the series. Slowly, over these past few years, we interviewed a bunch of leaders in the field of behavioral economics. We pulled the story together. And while we were preparing for and recording the interviews, we did a lot of extra research and fact-checking, script writing, editing, recording, more editing, producing, and, well, more editing. And that was before we figured out what we were going to call it. As of today, Andy, Kurt, and I have wrapped it up. Whew! All 5 episodes will be released on February 26th, 2024. Finally. You'll be able to check out all 5 episodes here on Behavioral Grooves, as well as the Opinion Science podcast, and there's a link in the show notes below. And by the way, it's the same 5 episodes on each feed. So, to get you ready to experience what's coming on February 26th, here's the trailer. We hope you like it.
For decades, economists made a fundamental assumption about how people make decisions. It's been the bedrock of major theories that shape how we've understood the economy. But it's wrong.
In the 1970s, a small group of rebel researchers started seeing these flaws in economic theory everywhere.
So they started to shake things up. They looked at the data and told the old guard that they had it backwards. It was a revolution.
You can't just upset science any old time you want to and make a go of it.
I used to be a respectable academic. What was I doing?
We have to analyze these data. This is criminal, letting data get cold like this.
There are still people over in the economics department who think I'm very much mistaken.
Economists thought that the whole thing was ridiculous.
And now it's everywhere, in business, in government, around the world. But how did we get here? And where are we going next?
From Opinion, Science, and Behavioral Grooves, a 5-part podcast series called They Thought We Were Ridiculous, the unlikely story of behavioral economics.
We talked to more than a dozen people at the heart of this story, including Daniel Kahneman, Richard Thaler, Colin Kammerer, Linda Babcock, and other scientists and practitioners.
You can listen to all 5 episodes on February 26th. Go to ridiculous-podcast.com for more.